Hey
Hello,
guys.
everyone.
Hi, Erin. How are you?
Hi, Frank. I'm so good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm ready for another dose of daily drama. Is what I'm
I
ready for.
am too. So,
Great.
everybody, welcome to your next Daily Dose of Drama. I'm
Mhm.
Erin. I'm the Educational Program Director for CenterStage at the J.
And I am Frank. I am the Performance and Visual Arts Director for the J.
And we are bringing you your daily dose, I think, episode 5.
5 or 6, I think.
Yeah.
As always, you will get all the juice
And all the tea about
about
the
the
art.
arts.
Our first segment for the day entitled
Excuse me. Girl, I heard.
and we'd like to share a couple things that we're listening to this week
Yes.
from the Broadway world. So, Frank, what are
Mhm.
you listening to?
What am I listening to? I have to be honest, I really haven't listened to a lot. I've been in the house working a whole lot.
Hmm.
But if I'm in the car, then I'm finding myself listening to more upbeat things. But there's definitely something that I am watching that I think I am going to go back and watch again. And I think a
Okay.
lot of people have heard about this, but it's called Hollywood, and it's
Okay.
on Netflix.
Okay.
Have
All
you seen
right.
this or heard about it?
No, I haven't.
You haven't? Oh, okay. Well,
I've
it's
been spending most of my time on Hulu and Disney Plus, to be honest.
I love it. I love it. I love it, which is great.
But tell me
Well,
more.
but okay, so it's by Ryan Murphy, who did Glee, and he's done several other things. But
Okay.
this show, like I said, it's on Netflix, and it's about these 6 to 7 aspiring artists that are trying to make it in Hollywood after World War II.
Okay.
It's about all the dirty dealings in the business. Um, oh yeah, there's no dirty dealings in the business, but it has Patty LuPone in it.
Oh.
Oh yes, Darren Chris,
Okay.
Holland Taylor, Queen Latifah's in it. Um, Jim Parsons. I mean, it's so many great actors. But like the stories that, like I said, it's about these 6 to 7 artists are trying to make it a writer, a director. These 2 actors, 2 actresses, and one of the writers is African American guy, and he wrote this amazing story, but they will not produce his story because he's black.
I
And
see.
then there's this actress who is an amazing actress, but they would never cast her in anything other than a maid or a slave. And they're like little bit roles. And she's really, 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 really good. And it's about her trying to make it. And like, again, they won't cast her anything. And she's perfect for this lead role to play the ingenue in this one story that this African American guy wrote, and they won't cast her. And I'm not going to tell you any more about that
Yeah,
part
don't tell
because
me
you'll have to
anymore.
see what happens. But it's about that, and it's about there are stories in the series that are true,
Okay.
but then there's a lot of it that's fictional.
Sure. Right.
You know,
So is it mostly a drama then?
it's a dramedy. There are
Okay.
bits in there that are pretty funny. I've described it to someone as savory and fabulous.
You know what? Both of those adjectives just sound so good right now.
Yes,
Okay, I'll have
you,
to check
you
it out.
definitely want to watch it. You definitely want to check it out. So check out Hollywood on Netflix.
Got it.
Netflix,
Okay.
Hollywood. Yes.
I'll go
So
for
what
it.
have you been listening to or watching?
Well, speaking of dramedy, I've been listening a lot to Hamilton this week.
Really?
Yes, which I mean, I I guess I don't know if that why that's a surprise or but
Right. It's not.
um I guess it's just I've been listening. I like you said, you've been listening to more upbeat things when you are listening to things,
Yes.
and I just think Hamilton being like such an American story is just I don't know, it just really worked for me this week. I was also
Mhm.
inspired to listen to it because of actually the link that I'm going to share a little later. When I found out about said link earlier last week, I was inspired to go listen to Hamilton. So um, and I've been listening to Act Two a lot, which I think I've been listening to Act One. Like when I usually listen to Hamilton, I listen to Act One,
Uh-huh.
and then I usually move on to like the next album or whatever. I don't listen to Act Two,
Uh-huh.
um, and I know I'm probably just like late to the game here, but Act Two is just as good as Act One.
Yeah, it is. It
And
definitely
so I've
is.
been trying to to memorize those songs, or like really dig in deep with those songs. And
Uh-huh.
so it's been it's been old stuff, but new listening in a
Right,
way. So
right, right.
yeah,
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Hamilton. Not by any means.
I think
Not
so.
by any
I
means. You
agree.
cannot go wrong. Okay, so our next segment is what we call
Oh my gosh, I have to tell you.
What Do You Have to Tell Me? I
Okay.
love it. I love it. This is where we talk about cool links, about videos, cool resources to keep you up to date, and fun things that we think that you would like to see or check out. So, Erin, what have you got?
All right, so I already said that something inspired me to listen to Hamilton earlier, and that information is maybe something that you already know, but it's a really exciting opportunity online to see a conversation hosted with Lynn Manuel Miranda,
Hmm.
the AP College Board that has been putting together a masterclass series, was hosting a conversation with him on AP US history. And so they brought him in as a special guest. And of course, they were talking to him about Hamilton and what inspired him about this story,
Uh-huh.
why Alexander Hamilton. And it's a 45-minute listen. It's well, actually watch. I mean, you see him talking there in his living room at his piano, and it is so interesting. I know a lot of us have probably delved into what inspired him. There were some PBS specials on it,
Yeah, I've
but it was
always
kind
wondered
of
that.
yeah, it was kind of cool to hear in his own words. He talked about as far as US history goes, there are so many sides to every story.
Hmm.
And that's what, we need to acknowledge when studying history is that there were lots of truths to
Right.
one occurrence or one event in history. And it's important to honor and respect all the sides of a true story. And so he talks a lot about how, yeah, Alexander Hamilton wasn't the best guy in the world. He made mistakes. Things happened and he had to make tough choices. And so his biggest thing was, I chose Alexander Hamilton because he was a character with conflict. He was a character who had conflict and choices to make, and pushed forward no matter what.
Hmm.
And so it's a really interesting quick view and listen. And again, like I said, it inspired me to listen to Hamilton and kind of come at it from a different angle, which was cool.
Uh-huh.
So
That's really cool. And I love it. uh, he explains that he is he's a person with conflict, and that he made choices, some good choices, some bad choices, but and that's life. You just keep moving forward and keep pushing, and I love that. I love
yes.
that. That's awesome.
So I'm gonna that actually premiered, or they released it last Friday.
Hmm.
So on the 1st, but it's still available to stream. So we'll link that below so you guys can access it. And like I said, it's just a quick 45-minute watch. So check it out.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
So I know,
Good.
Frank, we
Well,
want to share some upcoming videos and content that we have on the J Arts and Idea page.
yes, which is getting to know you. I think I talked about this in our last episode. I had just got done recording with Michael Drury of Pandora Productions, and I also just videoed with Melissa Shepard on Friday. So those are going to be up. So make sure you go to our page, our website, our Virtual J, and our J Arts and Ideas page, and also our YouTube page, because there's a lot of content that's on our YouTube page. It's Jewish Community Center of Louisville. So check those things out, because those will be posted. And it was so much fun
I
videoing
bet it
Michael
was.
and videoing Melissa. I told him I'm gonna have to do a part two with both of them, because I could have sat and talked to them for hours and hours and hours. But of course we can't do
Right.
that. But it's
Right.
really, really
You can't possibly fit in their hearts and souls into what, a 10-minute video.
oh no, not at all. Not by
Right.
any means. Not by any
And
means. It's great.
also along with that content coming out, we Frank and I want to share that our programming is supported by the JHFE, which is the Jewish Heritage Fund for Excellence. And so there's a reason why CenterStage is out of the Jewish Community Center. And coming up here, we're going to be releasing a lot more content that
Mhm.
that honors why the arts are important in the Jewish faith and why we are a program at the Jewish Community Center. So just be looking out for that, and feel free to share and reshare because I think
Yes.
that's what sets us apart from other community theaters. You know, we all have something unique about us, and I think that that's one thing that makes us unique is where we make our art.
Yes.
You know, the
Yes.
location in our city and what that location is to the community, and so everyone be looking for that.
Yes.
And
Definitely looking for that.
yeah,
I love that.
great.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so our last segment is entitled
Did you know?
and we have some great trivia today. And I believe, Frank, you said that your trivia was inspired by actually your listening or
Yes, yes. From
watching. Yeah.
what I've been watching, like I said, which was Hollywood on Netflix. Gonna say that again. But it was, as I
Listen,
said, it's a
maybe they'll get a sponsor. We'll get a sponsor out of it.
hey, right? I mean, I think we should try it. Try it. We should shoot for it. But as I was saying, that there's a African American female that is trying to make it in Hollywood, and um, she's a great actress, an amazing actress in this series that I was watching. But she wasn't getting cast in any movies, wasn't getting cast in anything. The only thing she was getting cast as was, of course, the maid. And there were times that she was trying to change the line up and
Mm.
not make it,
Break out of that mold that was
yes, breaking
forced
out of that
upon
mold
her.
and that stereotype.
Yes.
But, the director would always stop her, yell at her. She would get in trouble, and she had to go back to do it the way he wanted to go back into that stereotype. And of course, I'm not going to tell the ending of the story,
Yeah,
but
don't.
instead, right, I'm not going to tell it. I'm not going to tell it. You're going to have to watch it. But that inspired me to think about my trivia question for today.
Okay.
And it relates to Broadway, but mine's kind of a two-part question. It is, who is the first African American female to win a Tony for best supporting actress in a musical? That is my question. And then the second part of that question is, who is the first African American female to win a Tony for a lead actress?
In a musical?
This is just in a play. That's in a play.
Like the tone. Okay. All right.
Uh-huh. hmm And I was surprised by who the first African American female to win a Tony for lead actress in a play was. And I didn't realize it was as long as it was for as the amount of time that Broadway's been.
How long it took?
Yeah, how long it took.
Okay.
Did not realize that,
Okay.
because I actually did not know these questions, so I went into research and found
It
them.
was just like a question you had for yourself.
Yeah, it was just a question. I was like, I wonder
Yeah.
who the first African American female is, or first African American to win a Tony.
I love the
Yeah,
wonderment, Frank.
I'm inquisitive. I'm always wondering.
Okay, so post your answers below or go Google them and,
And
okay,
find
that would
out.
be cheating, but,
Right.
Okay, let me give you mine. And actually, mine's kind of a two-parter as well. So mine is, what musical production has the most Tony nominations? The musical production with the most Tony nominations, not wins, but nominations. Okay. And then the second part of that is, what musical revival has the most Tony nominations?
Wow.
Musical revival with the most Tony nominations, not the most wins necessarily, but nominations. I was surprised by the second answer, but actually pleasantly surprised given what the show is. So, yeah.
I think just by you saying that, maybe I have a guess.
Yeah, given my preference with shows, I bet that kind of narrows it down a little bit. But
Yeah.
so yeah, post your answers below. What you guys think?
Answers. Let us know. Let us know. Those are good ones. Those are good ones.
So I know that this weekend was crazy with no Derby, but we hope that this daily dose on this Monday after Derby was just a little bit of smiles and laughter for you.
Yeah,
After
brought a
your
little cheer
weekend.
into your life, because everyone needs some cheer right now. I know you've brought cheer and light into my day.
Oh,
You have. Well,
I can say the exact same thing about you, my love.
oh. Well, as
um,
Erin said, we are so grateful and so thankful that you have tuned in and watched again. And that does it for our daily dose for today. So, as always, remember, you didn't hear it from us.
but you heard it here first.
Hmm.